year ago, these cops and lawyers wouldn't dare cross any of you. I mean, what happened?
So what are you proposing?
It's simple. Kill the Batman. Here's my card.
Bruce, this is Harvey Dent.
Rachel's told me everything about you.
I certainly hope not. You once told me that we'd be together. Did you mean it?
Bruce, don't make me your only hope for a normal life.
You're Alfred, right?
That's right, sir.
Any psychotic ex-boyfriends I should be aware of?
Oh, you have no idea.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're tonight's entertainment. Well, hello, beautiful. You look nervous.
I've seen now what it would have to become to stop men like him.
The night is darkest just before the dawn. And I promise you, the dawn is coming.
And here we go. This city deserves a better class of criminal. And I'm gonna give it to him. No! You'll see. I'll show you.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Will you be wanting the back pod, sir?
In the middle of the day, Alfred? Not very subtle.
The Lamborghini, then.
Much more subtle.
Watching every feature film that stars a certain Kid Crusader. Batman! Batman! Yes, of course I'm watching the cartoon and all 3 Lego movies. Batman! Batman! Sing it with me. Batman! Batman! This is big screen Batman! Oh, oops. Oh, Batman.
Think about Batman Forever and what that movie was. And then the decision to do what Joel Schumacher did in the follow-up with Batman and Robin. Take this oddity of a movie that you created and then make it bigger, brighter, and 10 times worse. It's like taking the best of the worst and accentuating it, making it even more. And then take Christopher Nolan and Batman Begins, which I already said how much I loved that movie, and then make it bigger, make it better, make it just like take the best of that movie and again accentuate it with a competent action director, a cast of amazing actors and award-winning performances, and you have almost a flawless movie. Almost. I mean, the only flaw is the illogical. That would be the word. The illogical the dinner party scene, the fundraising scene for Harvey Dent. That's the only scene of the movie that doesn't make any sense, and I didn't even notice it at the time. This movie is 12 years old. Wow. I remember going to see this in the theater and just like being wowed by it. Like this, like Batman Begins, I didn't know what to expect. I went with my buddy Dave C, and I remember really liking it, and then being so excited for The Dark Knight and going with my friend Dave C and my friend Dave G and my brother and Dave C's son. I think that was the group of us that went to see this. I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. No, my friend's son would have been 3 years old at this point. No, he didn't go see this. That's crazy. And maybe he did. I have no idea. Here's the point. I was so excited for this movie. I was so hyped up. And it was a bittersweet excitement also because, I mean, this is 12 years ago. So it's old news now. But I'm talking about, like, I remember finding out that Heath Ledger died and this movie wasn't out yet. And I think I remember like this odd feeling of, oh, well, at least they shot everything for The Dark Knight. Like, who cares about that? Like, a man's dead, and I actually might have had the thought, well, at least they were able to get all the shots they needed for this. Like, that is terrible. That is terrible thinking from a guy 12 years ago. So 2008, what am I, 32 years old? I should be a grown adult that doesn't care about these things. And yet, I think I had that thought at one point. I'm sure I was embarrassed by it. I should be embarrassed by it. If I wasn't then, I am now. But at the same time, it is I don't want to say a part of his legacy because, you know, I work on websites. Do I want my legacy to be, hey, he updated this webpage? This is the man's job. So it's a part of his career legacy. You know, the man had a family. That's his legacy. But as far as the acting side of Heath Ledger, this is like the I don't want to say this is the career-defining moment because Brokeback Mountain might have been for that. But this was like, I almost want to say what a way to go out, which is awful. And it's not even his final role. He had that, what is it, the Imaginum, Dr. Managinum, you know, that Epithorium of Dr. Emborium, or what, it was some movie out there that they had to completely redo because he died during it. I don't want to be a downer talking about Heath Ledger's death. I just know that he was just amazing in this. There's nothing bad to say. Every time I see this movie, it is like you're like not shocked. You're just so pleasantly enjoying his performance, and not even all the craziness. The little things, the licking of the lips, the pauses, the eye, the faces, like the point when he sees Rachel, who's now Maggie Gyllenhaal in this film. They got rid of the other one. I can't even think of her name now. They got rid of the Dawson's Creek, Tom Cruise's ex-wife. I can't think of her name. Anyway, Maggie Gyllenhaal's here this time, and when he sees her at that dinner party, he kind of cleans up his. He does this little thing where he like pulls back his hair, like he's trying to make, you know, get himself to look nice for her, like little things like that. Amazing, just amazing. I think this is the first time I've seen this movie all the way through in It might be in 12 years, which is... No, I've definitely watched it because I own it on DVD. One of the few things that, like, one of the last DVDs I might have purchased. I had the like, I think about the fancy DVD that was in a Batman Batman cowl case. I remember bringing it to my parents so they could see it. And it came with a digital copy. And the digital copy, I put on my computer, and somehow I have it connected to Movies Anywhere, so I was able to watch it on Amazon Prime tonight. I think the fact that I'm watching it on Amazon Prime is something to do with that original DVD and the digital copy that came with it, I think. All I know is it's at least been 10 years since I've seen this movie all the way through. Yet, it's one of those movies that you can get Shawshanked into, where you turn it on and you can't just flip by it. You watch it to a certain point. Like that beginning, the bank robbery at the beginning, I feel like I've seen that more, like dozens of times. And I just watched that beginning, and I'm like, oh, there's William Fichtner. Fichtner, is that his name? And I think you think he's going to be part of this, but he's just there to basically, tell everybody that, look, you're not robbing a regular bank, you're robbing from the mob. And that just kind of sets off everything with the Joker, as we say up here in Massachusetts, the Joker. The Joker was wicked awesome. That's Heath Ledger played the Joker. I don't fully talk like that, but I will say Joker. Now I can't stop saying Joker. Joker. The Joker. Heath Ledger played the Joker in The Dark Knight. Or Heath Ledger played the Joker in The Dark Knight. And that sounds more like me. Anyway, Christian Bale is back. Michael Caine is back. Morgan Freeman's back. Christopher Nolan's back. And Gary Oldman. I tweeted how good Gary Oldman is in this. He's so good at, like, and you don't, I don't even, it's hard to say because he plays such a plain, moral, just like matter of fact Jim Gordon. And it's so down to earth. It's so good. This whole thing feels down to earth. Whereas the previous Batman movies, you think you're looking at some kind of hyper stylized world, or you're trying to look at a living comic book. These movies, this is a real world scenario. This is happening. What would happen if Batman was in this real world and Gotham just happened to be Chicago? So anyway, let's talk about, this movie's 12 years old. Everyone's talked about it. Let's talk about that one scene that is just illogical, and it's the only real major thing that takes it away from being an almost absolute perfect movie. So, and I'm sure you've heard this 1,000 times, but it's my turn to talk about it. So I'm going to try to take a swing at it. Bruce Wayne decides to throw a fundraiser for Harvey Dent because he believes in Harvey Dent. And he also, I think, wants to impress Rachel. So he throws this fundraiser in his penthouse of apartment. I don't know, whatever it is. And the Joker shows up. Okay? Joker shows up and threatens everybody there, looks for Harvey Dent. Of course, Bruce took Harvey away and hit him. And I realize now that when he hit Harvey, and later Harvey said he's the Batman, that kind of checks out for people. Like, people can say, hey, I didn't see Harvey there at the fundraiser. He was there 5 minutes ago, but he's not there because he's Batman. But of course, we know he's not. And Rachel knows he's not too. But anyway, Joker shows up. He threatens a few people. At one point, he's like, hey, where's Harvey Dent? Where's Harvey Dent? And he kind of just taps someone, hits someone. And it was so subtle. I was just like, oh my God. Like, I feel like he just did that. And It was just a cool little decision, just to kind of mess with people. So he goes right to, Batman shows up. They're fighting, and he's like, "Let her go." And Joker's like, "It's a real poor choice of words." He shoots out the window, drops her, and she starts sliding down the window. Batman jumps out the window and follows her down, catches her, turns in time to land on a car, and because he has all that armor, he was able to protect her. And she's like, "You okay? I'm okay. You okay? I'm okay." And that's it. So, think about it. The Joker pushes her out the window. Batman follows her out the window. Never goes back. Harvey is still hidden away. And the Joker is with all those people. So he obviously killed all those people inside Bruce's apartment. They're all dead. Or he just said, "Well, the Batman's gone and Rachel's gone and I can't find Harvey Dent. Good night, everybody." And then he leaves. I mean, was there a scene filmed? I don't even know if there was a scene filmed. Did something happen? How could that get past the editors of the movie? Wait, what about what's going back on at the fundraiser? Oh, I don't know. And they just go to the next day. They go to the original commissioner's funeral. We just cut right to that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Or it didn't make any sense now. And it doesn't make any sense watching it. It didn't even dawn on me at the time. I think it was until someone pointed it out. I'm like, wait, oh my God. And that's the only thing that makes this like not a perfect movie. There's so much in this that I love, and it's all due to the performances. Gary Oldman, great actor. Michael Caine, great actor. Morgan Freeman, great actor. Anthony Michael Hall, great actor. Okay, yeah, I was cool seeing him in that. Is it Nestor Carbonell as the mayor from Lost? Like, awesome seeing him. Awesome. Of course, I mentioned Christian Bale, Heath Ledger, and Maggie Gyllenhaal. Katie Holmes, that's her name. So Maggie Gyllenhaal is a bit of a step up in acting. But they kill her off. Like, they change actresses to have it be Maggie Gyllenhaal, who gets a few moments, and then they kill her, as we would say up here. They kill her. They explode her, which is what takes that, and the physical toll is what turns Harvey Dent into Two-Face. And I did notice in this that when he was yelling at Gordon, "What's the nickname you have it?" He goes, "Two-Face. We call you Harvey Two-Face." So I remember oh my goodness, it's late. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. It is 11:30. I finished watching the movie tonight. I'm tired, so I'm trying my best not to yawn. But anyway, back to Two-Face. I remember in Batman Forever, I'm like, Harvey Two-Face, why do they call him that? Isn't it Harvey Dent and just Two-Face? What's this Harvey Two-Face stuff? Well, in this, Commissioner Gordon, or actually, was he just Captain Gordon in this, or whatever he was? He became commissioner, but before he was commissioner, no, he was commissioner at this time. Look, it's late, but he called him, he said, Two-Face, we call you Harvey Two-Face. I want to talk about Aaron Eckhart. I dislike this person. I'm sure he's a fine actor, and he was good in this. He was, believable as the good guy, and he was, the white knight, as they would say. I'm your white knight, booby. But then when he's Two-Face, I'm like, dude, really? You're gonna hurt Commissioner Gordon's kid? Come on. But you realize that when you have a psychotic snap like that, you're a psychotic. He was already a little nutso. Everything's with a flip of a coin. At least when he went to flip the coin, Batman didn't throw all these coins in the air like in Batman Forever. Oh boy, I hope it's forever until I see that movie again. But I'm talking about Aaron Eckhart. I dislike this person. And it could be completely unfounded. but I'm going to tell you a quick little story as to why. And I don't know if I've ever said this on a podcast before. Like, I feel like I've talked about this before. And if I have, and you've heard it on a podcast, forgive me. So he was promoting, I think it was that garbage movie, I, Frankenstein. And he went on the Howard Stern show. And I'm a huge Stern fan. I listen every day. So I'm listening to this interview. And he was talking about, he was in a movie, I think with Nicole Kidman, where they played parents of who lost a child. So there's a loss of a child in the movie. And he, to better understand being a parent who's lost a child, he posed as someone who went to a support group with real grieving parents, and he came up with a fake story to kind of be around them and understand them and try to better his character for some dumb movie. When I heard that, it was like, that's it for me. I just I didn't even want to, I didn't like him anymore after this. I didn't want to support him anymore. I every time I see him, I think of this, and I think of this douchebag who did this, who go around people who are grieving and in real pain, and he's there pretending to do this to try to better understand a stupid role. And if I'm wrong about this, then forgive me, but I'm positive this is the story he told. This was years ago, whenever the stupid I, Frankenstein came out. And if you remember, that movie was dumb and it bombed, and I haven't seen this guy do much. Like, I saw him on the poster of some bad movie. He's like, when's the last time you've seen an Aaron Eckhart movie? I had to think about his name for a second. Like, when he was in Dark Knight, it almost felt like this was his moment to really jump up. And he was in Thank You for Smoking. Everyone, he got high praise for that. He's in this, and I feel like he's been in a couple other things. Was he in Aaron Brockovich? Was that him in that? I don't remember. Then he does I, Frankenstein, and I freaking love that it bombed. You like that? You like that little wordplay right there? So to me, he's a D-bag, and yet he was very good in this. And so I don't want to take away the performance. I thought he did a nice job as being very virtuous and then just very broken. And it's exactly how the Joker... It was like, I don't know if I didn't pick up on it last time or what, but like maybe that was his plan, Joker's plan the entire time. He wants Harvey Dent. Why does he want Harvey Dent? Not to kill him, not to stop him, but to turn him. To say, look, I'm going to take... Hey, Gotham... This guy that, everyone calls the White Knight, I am going to break him. And I'm going to show you, Gotham, that it is hopeless. And it was Batman who at the end made Jim go in and say, no, you have to prop him up. You have to prop him up as the good guy. So that it gives Gotham hope. And if you want anyone to blame, you put the blame on me. So that I can take it. I can take the hate. I can take it all. That's fine. Let him stand for the goodness still. And of course, we never see him again. The character died. The actor's still alive. The exact opposite of the Joker, where they put him in Arkham. And what sucks is I wonder if there was any hopes of more Heath Ledger as the Joker. I don't know. I would imagine that, there could have been. But again, there wasn't a fourth Christian Bale Batman movie. This was its own little thing, its own little trilogy, and it was perfect as it is. And I can't wait to watch the next one, because that is one that I tell you 1,000% I have not watched since I saw it in the theater. I may have seen 5 minutes at the beginning. I may have watched 5 minutes here or there, but I've not seen The Dark Knight Rises since the theater. I don't even know what year it came out. Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Rises. When did you come out? Okay, I got every Batman movie here on on Amazon, but with I gotta learn how to type. Ready? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway, it's been, I'm gonna say 2000. It's not 2012, is it? Spoiler alert, it is 2012. So it was 4 years between Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. And so it was 3 years between Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises. 2005, 2008, 2012. My goodness gracious. That was the one where... Was the Dark Knight Rises the one where they had the movie shooting? Oh, that's scary. But yeah, it's been a long time since I saw that movie. So I'm looking forward to that one. I don't own that one. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to change that. Batman, Dark Knight and Batman Begins I have, but Dark Knight Rises, that's what I'm telling you, man. It's been a long time. I'm excited to watch that. I'm excited to get to that one. Back to the Dark Knight. I'm not sure what else to even say. It was just so... It is such a nearly perfect movie. And if you can kind of look past that, it is just so damn good. That, I mean, even the action. When you're comparing it to those shitty Schumacher movies, it's like, it's amazing, the action of this movie. Like the whole under the tunnels, on the lower levels chase with flipping of the Mack truck and the blowing up of the Batmobile and the motorcycle and the Batcycle. So awesome, as they would say in Jersey. Awesome. And I think that's it. It's a tough one. I didn't even take notes. I just liked watching this movie. It was cool seeing Tiny Lister? Rest in peace. That guy recently died, the actor. It was cool to see that. To see him. He was in for just the 2 seconds, but he was the man who basically said, "Hey, we're not killing people. We're not killing people." He was the bad guy, not the bad guy, the criminal who threw the detonator out the window. Yeah, so good. So like these big elaborate plans, but the movie, it doesn't hinge on Heath Ledger because there's so much more going on than just Heath Ledger, but he is the glue that brings it all together. I don't know if that makes sense. The glue, the whatever he is the focal point of this movie, and he is just, you can't say enough good things about his performance. It's ridiculous. It is like, it draws you in as a viewer. When you're watching a performance and you realize what you're watching, and it's like, I got to see him do more. I got to see him do more. It was so bittersweet knowing that you'll never see him do anything like this again. But it was so refreshing, is not the word. It was just so damn good. It's like, look, if you want to win an Oscar, play the Joker. You got a good chance. I mean, 2 out of 4. Nicholson, he didn't win an Oscar. Was he nominated? I don't know. But, and don't you remember when, it's so funny. So when they said Heath Ledger was going to be the Joker, people were like, what? What? Jack Nicholson played the perfect Joker. Then they're like, oh yeah, get ready for this. And then Heath Ledger comes out and blows everybody away. And it's like, well, what are they going to do now? They can recast. They can do this. They can bring this person. He's going to be the Joker. He's going to be the Joker. This guy's going to be the Joker. And every time they showed, like, they would do different people in the Joker makeup. Like, look, they're going to be the Joker. And people would Photoshop it. And it was just like, nope, we're not going to do that. We're going to restart everything. And now we're going to get Jared Leto as the Joker. It's like, what? He's the Joker? And I remember being excited for that one. And it didn't really go anywhere. Like, they had him, what did they have him in? Suicide Squad? And that was it. Right? He wasn't in anything else, was he? He was pretty good in it. He played a very different Joker. Like this younger kind of, I don't even know what to say. He didn't win any Oscars. And then, of course, they're like, oh, well, let's do it again. A whole different take on an older Joker from the 70s with Joaquin Phoenix. And guess what? Boom, another Oscar. So I feel like the next Joker guy won't be as good, but the one after him, I can't wait to see him win an Oscar. It's pretty exciting. Yeah, that's right. Marvel. That's right. Jokers win Oscars. DC wins Oscars. You heard me. I feel like Dark Knight itself was up for like Best Director, was it up for Best Picture? I don't think so. I'm rambling now. This movie is excellent, and that's what I want. I want you to remember this movie. I want you to remember that Heath Ledger's amazing, Gary Oldman's awesome, Christian Bale really goes crazy with the Batman voice this time. Where is she? Where are they? And it's like, this is where you start noticing, like, he's like even showing his mouth differently and his teeth differently. And I'm thinking, okay, that's a choice. He's doing that because he wants that like pattern of the way he talks. It should not be anything like the way Bruce Wayne talks. There's definitely a choice with that. And of course, all the great stuff with Morgan Freeman and Michael Caine and Anthony Michael Hall and Aaron Eckhart's a douchebag. Don't forget that, friends. That's it. That's it. So, where am I? I'm at the end of Dark Knight, going into Dark Knight Rises, and then we're done the Nolanverse. We've been to 66. We've been through Burton. We've been through Schumacher. And we're almost through Christopher Nolan. You know what comes after that, right? I'll give you 2 words. Snyder, Lego. I forget which order they're in. But we're not done yet, my friends. We got a lot of Batman to go. But until you hear from me again, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for subscribing and sticking with me. I hope everybody had a nice Christmas. I'm recording this a few days after Christmas. I'll probably get it out on the interwebs tomorrow, which for you is today, which means I'm in the past, yesterday, talking to you in the future, even though you downloaded it starting tomorrow, which again is your today. I'm watching Dark on Netflix, so time travel is like trying to make sense to me. And it's very difficult, very confusing. Thankfully, my large brain is up for the task. And with that, I'm officially creeping myself out, and I want to go to bed. So thank you so much for listening and subscribing. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Geek Mentality. The podcast, of course, is available everywhere podcasts are available, and 16 distinct hidden places where podcasts aren't available. But it's up for you and the treasure map to find them. So until next time, my friends, here is my theme song. This is my podcast, I made it. Geek Mentality's what I named it. And I think you should listen and subscribe, 'cause I'm kinda funny and awesome. I think that I'm worth your time, and I'm kinda handsome. My mom says, please listen and please subscribe. At least listen to this episode.
Fans, not experts.